So she's covered these aspects very elaborately. It is very important how you sit, how you talk, everything does matter ಈ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಸೆಷನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಮೇನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾರು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಪೇಜ್ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು 10 ರೀತಿ ಬರೀತೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ತುಂಬ ಜನ ನಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆ ಥರ ಏನೋ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಆ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಬಂದಿರತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಆ ಧೈರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಒಂದೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು 10 ಥರ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? ಆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಧೈರ್ಯ? ಏನಕ್ಕಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಬರ್ದಿರ್ತೀರ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರೋ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಅಂತೂ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಹಾಗಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಆ ಉತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ನಾಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಹಾಂ ನಾನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ತಪ್ಪು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಔಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಥರ ಕಸಿವಿಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ನಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಆವಾಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೇನ್ಸಾ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಸ್ಟೇ ಕಂಪೋಸ್ಡ್, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಸ್ಟೇ ಕಾಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವೈಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು, ತುಂಬಾ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ತುಂಬ ಕಮ್ಮಿನೂ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ರೈಟ್? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಹೇಗಿದೆ, ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಲೂ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಆಕ್ವರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಿಷ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ? 40, 30, 40, 50 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅಷ್ಟರೊಳಗೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನನಗೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಶಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಔಟ್ ವೆರಿ ನೀಟ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಡೌನ್. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನನಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ KAS interview, they had asked me, what are the government programs, central government programs, state government programs, ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ, right? And if I have to tell, I can't wait, take their time and tell. I have to tell it in an orderly manner and I have to tell it quickly in 40-50 seconds. ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ರೀಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಆಗಲೇ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬೆಟರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ವೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ದೇ had asked me, what is e-commerce? The very first question. This I keep giving this example. What is e-commerce? Sir, it is, there is a platform, a buyer comes, you have a seller. No, tell me what is e-commerce. Yes sir, coming to that, there is a platform, a buyer will come with his certain intentions, a seller will come with his products. No, tell me what is e-commerce. ನನ್ನ ಮೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೀವು ಯಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ಫ್ರಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಅದರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ಈ ಕೇಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ e-commerce? ಅಷ್ಟರೊಳಗೆ ನನಗೂ ಫ್ರಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಏನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ನೇ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಡನ್ ಓವರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್. ಲೈಕ್ ಯಾ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲೈಕ್, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಐ ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡ್ತಿರುತ್ತಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಿಗರ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ವೆಲ್. ಮಾಕ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಓವರ್ಕಮ್, right? So a very important question, tell me about yourself. 80% of the people will go down there, right? ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈ ನೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸರ್ ಮೈ ನೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಕ್ವರ್ಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು with all that. So now I call upon Manjunath to share his knowledge, to share his experience and give guidance.
First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you on clearing mains. Myself here, Manjunath, IRS IT, and 2016 batch. I am presently posted in Mumbai. ಸೊ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇವತ್ತು ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಇಬ್ಬರು ತುಂಬ ಎಲಾಬ್ರೇಟಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮಿ ಟು ಟೆಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ 3 ಸತಿ UPSC ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, 1 ಸತಿ KPSC ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ನಾನೇ 3 ಸತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಾನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಹೋದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು 10-15 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಡೈಲಿಲಿ. 1 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಫ್ರೀ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗೇನಾಯಿತು, ಒಬ್ರೊಬ್ರು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನೀನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡ, ಈ ಥರ ಹೇಳು. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ನೀನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳು. ನೀನು ವೈ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ IAS ಅಂದರೆ 3-4 ಥರ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಮತ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ನಾನು ಬರುವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬರುವ ಈ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇಯರ್. ಸೊ ಒಂಥರ ಓವರ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂಗೆ, ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ನು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೆ, ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇ ಕಮ್ಮಿನ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಎಟಿಕ್ಯೂ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತುಂಬ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಓವರ್ ಥರ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋದ. ಸೊ ನೀನು ಯಾಕೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ನೆವರ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಲೈಫ್ ಐ ಥಾಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ UPSC ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ, ಆ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಹಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟೆಲೆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ IAS ಇನ್ 2-3 attempts. ಬಟ್ ಅದೊಂಥರ ಓವರ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್, ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೋ ಅದು ಹೇಳಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನೇ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಬೋಲ್ಡ್ ಔಟ್. ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಾನು ಐ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೆನ್ ಹೀ ಒಂದು ಕೂಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೆನ್ ಹೀ ಮೇಡ್ ಮೀ ವೆರಿ ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಫೈನಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಗಾಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಗೇವ್. ಸೊ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಿರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲೂಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಫಸ್ಟು. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಎ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ವಿಚ್ ದೇ ನೀಡ್, ಆರ್ ನಿಮಗೇನೋ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್, ನಮಗೇನು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ 100%. ಸೊ ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಬೋಲ್ಡ್ ಔಟ್. So luckily I had a very good chairman who consoled me and who made me very comfortable. But it might not be the situation every time. ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು ನಿನಗೇನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು they will try to drag you. But don't lose your ಅವಾಗ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಡಿ. ಸಬ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ 2-3 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್. ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನೆಂದರೆ 3 ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು DAF, 100% DAF. ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನನಗೆ 3 ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂವಲ್ಲಿ 50 to 60, 70% ವಾಸ್ ಆನ್ DAF ಓನ್ಲಿ. ನನ್ನ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡು, ನನ್ನ ಹಾಬೀಸು, ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಂದು ಆ DAFಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಫೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನೋ 60% ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಆನ್ DAF ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ DAF ಈಸ್ 100%. ನೀವು DAFಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಹಾಬಿ ಏನೋ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ದಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಬ್ಲಫ್ಡ್. ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ DAFಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟ ತನಕ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಸೊ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ ಇಟ್. Then there is a opinion based. So opinion based ಅಲ್ಲಿ you keep discussing with your friends. So ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ಇರುವಾಗ ಮಿರರ್ ಮುಂದೆ you just try to frame questions and just answer it. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, how you are speaking ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is what, and KPSC I had given 1 interview but I have not that much experienced. But UPSC ಹಾಗೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. So all the best to you. So
thank you very much. Now I call upon Prakhar. 2011 as well as 2014 batch is cleared KAS exams and presently serving in commercial tax department. So briefly he'll be talking about his experience and few tips on interview. After this we'll have a question and answer session. So nimage ene doubts idru dayavittu feel free to ask.
Good afternoon, everyone. Most of you may be knowing me, especially my track students. Most of the time I have shared stage with ma'am. Yavaglo said there was some area which was left for me to speak. But this is the first time I have seen Mamta Devi madam covering everything. I felt that an encyclopedia is walking with respect to interview. So I thought of thinking so many ideas which I wanted to put in and then talk about it. But I thought, is there any area which is left? I closed the book and said, okay, let me say something. So I remember in your English grammar book, there was active to passive voice and direct to indirect speech. So I'll be doing the same thing here. So both the officers and including Manjunath sir have cleared, have spoken so much. I don't think so there is something which is left. But I am a unique case study for you all. How I am a unique case study? Just think over it. See, first of all, I am Prakhar Pandey. I am basically a North Indian. So I'm basically a North Indian, but since 95 I've settled in Bangalore. My dad is joint secretary, that's the reason I'm settled in Bangalore. Now, most of you have that perception that in Karnataka or in any state service examinations, the caste, religion, region becomes very prominent when it comes to selection of these candidates. Now, me myself being a general merit candidate with being a North Indian, I have cleared on both the occasions general merit. So what I want to try to say you is, dear aspirants, first thing, make it very, very clear that it is just a myth that yes, There are certain things which are happening, and if I don't have those things, I cannot clear the examination. So what I'm trying to say is you have given your best with respect to your mains. Those who are already got so much high marks, for example, Chidanand sir was saying that he had so huge marks, whether they give him 50 or whether they give him 150, that is none of his job. So you all know that, yes, I have got mains. You will be assuming something that, yes, I have done something good, so I am trying to do the best. So please, first thing, make it very clear is you don't have to roam around here and there. What you need to do is you have to just concentrate about your preparation. So as Girish said, everyone have said it very clearly, whether it is your national issues, whether it is your international issues or whatever it is, you have to concentrate upon. Now let's look at the other option now. The other myth which is surrounding you all is with respect to the optional subjects. Now again, someone has said you that, sir, ಈ ಸತಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೋಯ್ತು. Most of the calls I am receiving is, sir, ಈ ಸತಿ ನಾವೇನೋ ಪಾಪ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ತಗೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟು. See, again, that is a myth. ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಆಡಿ, ಎಸ್, ಆಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹಬ್ಬ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪಟಾಕಿ ಹಚ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಗಲೇ, ಆಡಿ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅವರು. So now again, that is, there are few KPSC groups where ಈ ಸತಿ ಆಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೊಂಬಾಟ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. So now first, there should not be anything that, yes, RD people are definitely going to become Assistant Commissioner Revenue and Kannada Literature people are becoming something else. Is it audible? Okay. Okay. So now, first thing is, let me look at here the statistics. How many of you have cleared with RD as an optional? Please raise your hands. Okay. So it is not coalition majority, it is 3/4 majority here. Okay. How many of you with Kannada literature as optional here? Okay, good. How many of you with public administration like me as optional? Because you are always in minority. Public administration has always been in the minority. Yes, please raise your hands. Oh, good. I have few known faces with public administration. Yes, hardly 4 people have raised. Okay, I will also raise the hand now. Now, how many of you with anthropology as optional? Please raise your hands. Again, you have your master Girish sir here. Please try to follow him. Again, I got to know that again this time anthropology have also fared well. With the many group they are saying that anthropology. So now, dear aspirants, see, there is nothing except for public administration I am feeling here is the other options all have done well. So please don't have that illusion in your mind that yes, since I have taken Kannada literature, sumne yado group B post sigutte, RD ravarigeಲ್ಲ group A post sigutte. That should not be there. You please try to concentrate on your optionals also. Now, see, dear aspirants, again there are certain common topics where the questions are always going to come. Now already ma'am has spoken, sir has spoken. Now for example, on both the occasions with respect to my interview, the question was always with respect to rural development. Now they are asking Mr. X and Y Z, have you gone to a village? What are the problems in rural areas? See, now you have to give an answer in such a manner, there should be a personal touch. When I say a personal touch, because for example, everyone was saying that, yes, why do you want to become an KAS or why do you want to become an IAS? See, this is interview, even I have given UPSC interviews, this is the questions they have asked in UPSC also, they have asked in KPSC. See, when you say why you want to become a KS or when you want to become an IS, you should start, for example, let's say you come from a farming community, you say, sir, have seen how the farmers are facing problem in my village. Or give a personal opinion where they feel that, yes, this is a person who has seen the troubled times and he really wants to bring certain revolutions in this society. That idea and mindset should be there. But, yes, sir, I am this, I want to do this, I want to bring. You are the next to as if Donald Trump of the India. The way you are answering it, as if, yes, you are going to be the change, what the change is. So that way, your answer should be with respect to the ground realities. Your answer should not touch the sky. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರೇ ನಾನೇ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ನೀನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ನೌ ಸಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೆಡ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್. And with respect to Karnataka related, dear aspirants, it is really going to make a lot of difference. For example, yesterday the interim budget has been presented. Down the line, Kumaraswamy is also going to present the budget. So they can ask you, analyze the budget of Karnataka government and Indian government. Now everyone knows the answer, but how that first 3 points which you are going to tell, that will make a huge difference. As Girish has rightly stated you that be prepared so that you are able to answer in such a manner. So you can write an essay on the budgets, what Karnataka government has to present and what the Indian government has to present. But what are your first 3 points? That will define how you are prepared. So please be extra cautious on certain questions where you are definitely expected to know, but how do you answer them? That plays a very important role. Now, see now, tell me about yourself. This is a question which already highlighted. I really wanted to say about this. Now, tell me about yourself is a very, very dynamic question. Always, every one of us are telling something which is there in the DAF. I personally feel this is a question which can make or break the interview. Now, you have to highlight so many things about you which are not reflected in your DAF and which is directly associated of you to be an officer. Now, you have to give an hobby. See, don't try to bluff. Be extra cautious. See, what you are, they would be having that much year of experience with respect to the work. Don't try to bluff. As ma'am has repeated the term, don't try to fool them. They're extra smart. They do not want any civil servant aspirant to sit before them who tries to fool them. So when you're trying to fool them, just imagine how you'll be trying to fool the normal citizen. So when you're trying to answer, try to get that personalized test. Why really I want to be an IS, or what is about myself which is directly relevant to be called as a civil servant. So prepare an answer in such a manner that yourself telling about yourself is nothing but what an administrator is expected to be having in his personality. So try to groom your answer in such a way that your personality will be matching this. Now, most of you, I do not know, most of you are a first timer, but people, those who are having or currently they are working, you will be having a very weird question. You're already a government officer or you're already working there. Why should you? Now, someone will be from a software background who is earning 60,000 to 1 lakh, 2 lakh, whatever it is. Now, you're already having 1 lakh as a salary or 2 lakh. Here you'll come, you'll get a salary of 60,000, 70,000. Why should I hire you? Now, the way your answer, illa sir, il power irutte, il yen bekandu madbodu, no, that is not the answer here. Now, how do you justify yourself? Again, that is a very important. You have to be first thorough with the current job where you are doing. For example, let's say if I'm in commercial tax and GST department, any question on GST could be expected. Whether I know, that is a different thing altogether. Whether someone knows completely about GST is altogether different ballgame. But what is expected from me is, again, whether you have a detailed idea about what is commercial tax and GST. From there, they can go to the direct taxation or whatever. That is all supplementary. So whatever the current job posting you are into, you are expected to know a lot about that. Now, dear aspirants, already they have also highlighted the importance of newspaper. Now, there are certain issues here. Few of you say that, sir, which are the newspaper? Because this is whether it is a UPSC aspirant or a KPSC aspirant, this is the major thing. As you all are aware of the fact that this is considered, the newspaper is considered to be the Bible for you all. So you have to be extra cautious that you have to update yourself with national, international and regional issues. So I would suggest to you mixing Deccan Herald with Hindu would be a best thing. Exclusively reading a Deccan Herald may not be suffice because certain times the questions are asked in such a manner you're expected to know from it. So please try to balance it, but be cautious enough. You're not preparing for your prelims examination and you're not preparing for the mains examination. The preparation for IS, when you're reading an IS prelims, the way you read an interview will be totally different from the way you do it now. So try to understand whenever you're reading a topic, what are the 3 positives? What are the 3 negatives? Try to have a balance. What are the pros? What are cons? For example, Shabrimala temple issue. What are the 3 positives? What are the 3? And what is going to be your balanced judgment? Now, don't try to act like you're a Supreme Court judge. Don't try to act as if you're the Article 14. You are the protagonist of Article 14. So you have to take a balanced view on this. Okay? Now, see, one more thing. You need to answer in such a way, you need to prepare yourself for the interview in such a manner when after 30 minutes or 40 minutes, they should feel guilty if they are not giving you the marks. The problem with all of us is we are always bothered about things which are not under our control. Let's not bother about what is happening. Let's bother about myself. What is my job? In the mains examination, were you bothered about anything else? Then why should it be? So you should be bothered about your own preparation with respect to DAF, national issues, everything. And when you are delivering the answer, it should be in such a manner that after 40 minutes, the entire panelist should feel that if I am not giving him good marks, I will feel ashamed of myself. So you have to prepare to that certain extent that they will feel that, yes, definitely I am going to ensure I am going to give him good marks. So your preparation should be to that level. Is it clear? Next. Now, dear aspirants, already ma'am has again mentioned that Now, importance of main subjects. See, already you have cleared your examinations and all, but please be rest assured about the basic answers. Basic questions, they may start the interview means please define bureaucracy. Now you are a public administration optional. Sir, bureaucracy, sir, you are not expected to answer in that way. So please ensure that whether it is your anthro, whether it's RD, all the basic questions and the syllabus should be there. Not only your GS, not only your optional part, also the GS part. They may start, okay, tell me what is inflation, what is rupee depreciation. So you don't have to give a sign that, sir, I have forgotten altogether completely. It should be an impression that you are already into the system of preparing again and again. Now, dear aspirants, there are certain things which are always in the news where you have to be very much cautious. Now, for example, as the elections are round the corner, Election Commission, a model code of conduct is very important. But instead of bothering about Election Commission and model code of conduct, you are more bothered interview agutta ilva. ಅಥವಾ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮುಗ್ದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯೋರ್ ಬಾದರೇಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ವೆನ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್, ಯೋರ್ ಬಾದರೇಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆದರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್. ಇನ್ನು ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ 2-3 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So let us be very frank on these issues. Okay, so when we have delayed so much, the results have been delayed. So what is the next 2 or 3 months maximum it may take? So let's not bother much about those things. We be optimistic. Now, regarding the mock interview, as everyone have already mentioned, yes, as the saying goes, too much is too bad. Multiple cooks spoils the food. Again, the same thing is, first, to be very frank with you, you can ask Girish sir, take the videos of whatever the ma'am had to say. Please analyze those, try to integrate them, that is more than enough. Give 1 or 2 mock interviews, because what will happen, 2 to 3, because certain times, because we remember we have gone through the multiple stages. First time, I remember in UPSC, it was good morning, 2011 I'm saying good afternoon. So all this is bound to happen. It's not that you are sweating it out, you do not know what to say. So that is what it is. Yes, when you give these 3 or 4 mock interviews, you identify which are your gray areas, what are the weaknesses you are committing into it, so that you don't repeat on the same particular thing. Next, one more thing many of you are having is, sir, this is my first attempt. Not first attempt ಅಲ್ಲಿ interview ಬರುವು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ next attempt ಅಲ್ಲಿ AC revenue ಪಕ್ಕ. Now, there is always, and with respect to civil service examination, that is always a thing, always, sir, first attempt, next attempt ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. See, don't leave it to the next attempt. You have done lot of hard work to reach to this stage. Let this be your first attempt, let this be your best attempt, let this be your golden attempt. Don't try to think about the future. So don't leave any stone unturned for this attempt. You try to ensure that you are giving the best. Now, so you need to integrate your static and dynamic topics. Now, when I say static and dynamic topics, I don't know, I guess sir has also mentioned about that. I was that side of this. Now, for example, in case of Karnataka, there is an issue happening with respect to coalition politics. So now you have to be extra cautious on anti-defection law. Anti-defection law, how the nominated MPs can be removed, how the elected MPs can be removed, and how independent MPs have to be removed. So you have to integrate, see, for example, dynamic parties, coalition politics. Static parties in your Lakshmikant, there speaks about 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, that is anti-defection. Now, this is very important, which you people are trying to forget, is, dear aspirants, from last year onwards, the interview panelists are consisting of people, those are other than KPSC members. Which you need to highlight again and again is, the first thing is, the interview panelists are people having other than KPSC members. That means you are having people coming from ISC, ISRO, or from other organization. So now, when you can impress them, only one member will be from KPSC, rest all the 4 people will be from outside. So what I'm trying to say is, when you are performing adequately, that is the reason why they will also feel, yes, this person has the metal in them. Now, your answer, because from morning till evening, they'll be listening to the same questions. Certain times the questions can be repeated, certain times the answers will be repeated. So how do you integrate the innovativeness in you? That is equally very important. So that is again equally very important is, since the panelists are from outside, many of us, including me, electronics communication 2010 ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Define electronics, I may not be in a position to answer it. And UPSC will definitely ask question, because there will be one technical member who is asking question with respect to electronics. Last attempt in UPSC interview, Mr. So and so, this is a mobile, how to charge it without a wire. ನಾನು ಸರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅಗೇನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ರಿಯಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ವೈ ಆಮ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಯು ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್, there are chances that it may include one technical member, and that technical person will be knowing definitely about electronics, or you're from computer science. I know that most of you are from engineering background, so please ensure at least microprocessor ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅದಾದ್ರು ಗೊತ್ತು. ಇದು ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಈ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕಾಶಿಯಸ್. Next, again very important thing which you all that is very good for the merit aspect is, given the fact that from past 2 attempts the marks are not disclosed, so your job is not to bother much. So since marks are not disclosed, it is a good sign for the merit thing, and what you can do is you have to least be bothered about other things and concentrate on your job. Next, dear aspirants, as Mahatma Gandhi says that let be the change what we wish to see. See, now it is the extra, you people have written paper for ethics, integrity and aptitude. So let that not be remained only on your theory part, let it also be remained from your practical aspect also. Let us only follow the genuine method of preparing well for the interview and doing it well. So dear aspirants, let us be the hope for the other also. Let us try to do our best with respect to interview without bothering about the other considerations. Only when we are straightforward, the things will also improve and the systems will also change. Now, again very important, which again they both have said, both sir and madam have said, but again I wish to highlight again is, be a good listener. Because the problem what is happening is, for example, rural development ಅಂತ ವರ್ಡ್ ಕೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವೇನು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So the real problem what is happening, because when you sit in front of the panel, your mind is thinking something else. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬರೀ AC ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವ ಅಂತಲೇ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಬಾದರ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಮುಗೀತದೆ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಟಾಸ್ಕರ್ when you go inside the chamber. So that is the reason why try to calm down yourself. See, when I say how to calm down yourself, when you before entering the interview hall, just pray and say that ತೊಡೆ ತಟ್ಟು ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ ನೋಡೇ ಬಿಡೋಣ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ now what is happening is, see, first of all, don't give an impression that the gods are sitting inside. They are just human beings like us. Then why is that we are ಸಪ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಡ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಫುಲ್ಲು ದೇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ದೇವ್ರಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇನ್ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹನುಮಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಆ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಹನುಮಾನ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಅಮ್ಮ ಸೇಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಗೋ ಟು ಗಣಪತಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಹನುಮಾನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗಣಪತಿ ಶುಡ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಸೊ ದ ರಿಯಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ವೈ ಆನ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಡೇ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. Let us not make it that is the most important day of my life. When you try to become too much obsessed with it, that is where the real problem will arise. So let us be that it is a normal day. I am going to share my knowledge with the panel member. They are sitting 4 to 5 people. Whatever I know, whatever I do not know, I will be very frank. Let they evaluate me genuinely. I have nothing to hide. I am very frank, I am a good listener, I will, sir, nan gottide, sir, thank you, sorry. If they say the answer, sir, I am extremely thankful to you. You do not know, sorry, sir, I am not able to recollect. See, especially with respect to UPSC also, I'll give an example. There was one student, a friend of mine, who for the first 8 questions did not say, I do not know, I do not know, I do not know, but she went on to get 210 in the interview. So certain times during the course of the interview, they want to put you under the panic situation, they want you to put under the pressure. How do you, whether you are succumbing to that pressure or whether you are able to remain cool and composed, that is again a very important factor which will be taken care of. So do not try to get nervous. Because see, you're not a Google. Don't imagine yourself that you are a Google where you can answer each and everything. So that's the reason there can be certain hiccups during the interview. Forget that question. See, during the mock interviews we have seen, one question can totally define your personality. I've seen many instances where one question will tell, no sir, this is really a person whom we want to recruit. That is a very important. Wait for that one question where you can really stamp your authority on them. Okay sir, see, this is me for you. Please, it is your challenge or responsibility to hire me. Now, again, don't beat around the bush. So when I say don't beat around the bush, andre enandre, it should not happen. Okay. See, after this we'll be having question and answer. Just 5 minutes, we'll finish it off and then we'll have a question answer for you. See, don't beat around the bush. See, when they say don't beat around the bush, andre, certain things we keep on saying again and again. That should not happen. Erde point kotide, be very frank, speak 2 points. Now, see, this is again a very trivial thing to say. Your dress is very, very important. See, I remember he went on to become Assistant Commissioner 2014, which I don't want to mention the name. There was one person who came from the rural part of Karnataka. He said, sir, ನಾನು ಯಾಕಲ್ಲ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ತಗೊಬೇಕು? This was the real question. Trust me, I'm telling you, there are so genuine people. Sir, ನಾನು ಯಾಕಲ್ಲ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ತಗೊಬೇಕು? Sir, Raymond ಹೊಲ್ಸಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ರೀಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಲರ್ ಹೊಲ್ಸಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. See, this is what I'm trying to say. There are such a genuine person, and he said that I'll take extra cautious, sir. Costly ಆದರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ದಿವಸ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. He went on to become Assistant Commissioner Revenue. So, madam will be knowing all that. That's the reason I cannot highlight the names and all. So, what I'm trying to say is, dear aspirants, each and everything, because that is your day. You should not leave any stone unturned. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅದು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದು ಅಂತ. I should not feel guilty that, yes, I gave my best, I don't have to bother. So please, with respect to grooming, now, sorry, see, when it comes to, for example, you cannot leave your beard and go, now, a stubble look is the real fashion now. So, men, we have to be extra cautious that we are totally on the clean shave and everything. Girls, saree is preferable for boys. See, now, sir, sheke ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, should I wear suit? See, one thing is, there's no harm in doing it. See, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ನಗ್ಬೋದು, why are you bothered about others? That is the most perfect day of your life. You want to be the perfect gentleman, as simple as that. So wearing a suit is definitely, see, I'll tell you one, sorry, this example. This UPSC friend of mine, there was a DP Agarwal, the chairman. He went with suit. It was month of March, April. So DP Agarwal, the chairman, said, "Kya shaadi mein aaye hain?" This was the answer he said. So now, sir, how dare you talk anta? Don't try to respond that way. So now, Shadi mein andre, you should stop it there. See, he will definitely try to provoke you. You should be, sir, I'm extremely sorry. Actually, this is the most important day of my life. In fact, more important than my marriage ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವರೇ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರಾ? So this is how you have to play with him. I don't know what he answered, but if I was there, I would have answered that way. So it is more important than my marriage, because this is the most important thing. So how do you respond to those situations? Because there will be very situational based questions for you. How do you respond to those situational based questions are again very important. Now, see, one more problem is, tell me your roll number. Sir, registration number illa, roll number. The problem this time around is to select your answer, whether you have been selected or not. We are receiving, sir, where my roll number is not missing, my registration number is not missing. Be clear cut what number is expected, whether it is registration number or roll number. To ensure that you are not in tense, they'll ask you, Mr. So-and-so, tell me your roll number. Sir, 012, nimge gotiralla. So that thing should not be there. And again, very important with respect to your preferences, you should know at least top 5 or top 10 preference. And people, those who have given DYSP as your first attempt and all, sir, yes, why do you want to become the, sir, I have seen Singham movie, I want to become like him. So please be extra cautious, those who have put something aberration like DYSP as your first attempt, Tahsildar as your first attempt, and girls, women, it is not expected, sir, police is not suited for us and all. Please don't answer in such a manner. Yes, today is an era of women empowerment, so that is the reason. Don't try to give an answer. That means it will show that you are restricting yourself to certain things. How do you tackle them? They'll say that, why have you not put DYSP as second position? So that is way how you tackle them is very important. Now, finally, one or two more. Have balanced approach in your answer. See, when I say a balanced approach in your answer, it should be a mix of regionalism as well as nationalism also. Now, for example, let's say there is a question that, is Kannada medium should be compulsory for education in Karnataka schools? So now you don't try to give an example as if you are a globalized product, or don't try to give an answer as if you are a pakka local. Now you have to give an impression as if, yes, sir, following are the advantages associated with this, how you have to protect your language, how do you have to protect yourself in the era of modernity. So give both the pros and cons, don't take any one approach, because you are expected to know. Now, some ma'am was talking about, for example, RSS. Now, you have to say that, sir, today, in era of 21st century, the public pressure groups play a very important role. So this is just nothing but a pressure group. So you use the words in a diplomatic manner, so that, yes, you are not showing that you are having an affinity towards a BJP or a Congress or any particular party. So what all your main wordings are there, now it will play a very important role while expressing your answers. Now, again, you people, while preparing, you get lost. You are opening Google, for example, Hassan, 25 sheets ಓದ್ತಾನೇ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. See, now, when in doubt, when you want to restrict yourself, I don't suggest you to go and get lost in Google. You can use Wikipedia for certain basic things. Because you will be given a maximum of 40 seconds to 1 minute to answer it, and what is the point in reading hundreds of articles on those things? So you know that since the time is constrained, you have to be the top 3 in that answers and use Wikipedia. One more very, very important aspect, because I have seen students when they were coming for the mains classes and all, language aspect. Now, there are few people who have that perception that, sir, ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನನಗೇನಾದ್ರು ನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇದೆಯಾ, ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೇನಾದ್ರು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? Dear aspirants, I want to make it very, very clear to you, language is not a knowledge, it is just a this. So you know English does not mean you are a knowledgeable person or you are an intellectual person. English is a language, Kannada is a language. So just you are talking in English does not mean you are going to become an AC revenue, and you're talking in Kannada does not mean you'll be put as Tahsildar. So please don't have that myth and don't get disheartened that, sir, nan ee tara matadakagala anta. You be very clear cut what your topic, language is immaterial. Now, see, one more aspect is, whenever there is a subjective, just 1 or 2 points more, one more aspect here is, whenever an open-ended question is asked, see, you should lead the question in your strength areas. Now, for example, iga rural development ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಡೆ farmer suicides take into that way, because now you know very much depth, because you have written an essay on farmer and farmer suicides. No, sir, there is a need for technological development. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ ಏನೇನು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So don't try to become over smart. What technology? We are not able to put BharatNet 2019, 2015, the 19 or digital India, everything is there. But one more very important thing is, whenever a question is there, don't try to take anti-government stand. You are going to be the part of the system. You are expected to be pro-government rather than anti-government. Yes, sir, there are few challenges. However, things can improve on time. And finally, dear aspirants, one thing is, I always wish to conclude by saying that Lord Bhagavad Gita's principle is very important and integral part of us. Do your duty unmindful of result and leave the rest to God. So especially with respect to interview also, you should give your best in such a manner that you should not feel guilty that wish I should have done that. Give and prepare in such a better manner that you don't have to worry. And when you are entering inside the chamber of the interview panelist, you have to say, I have nothing to lose. I have come here to share my knowledge. I have come here to interact with you. Let me see what are you going to ask. Okay? So with this, I thank every one of you. And
please do feel free to ask. If you have that fear, mujugara enadru idre, it is a time to come out of that and ask. So any kind of questions you can ask. The officers are here. They will clarify, give an answer. Anybody, any kind of questions? So I assume ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ UPSC ಅಥವಾ KPSC ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ತಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. Fine. So if there are no questions, I think we will, please. Okay, his question is, UPSC nalli most of the question is related to current issues. KPSC allu ಆ ಥರ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ. Anyone would like to take the question?
You cannot pre-decide actually. It depends on that scenario.
Current affairs will be important part of so this will be important role. So even to answer other set of questions, current affairs examples will help. So it's always that if you are updated.
Yeah, so it basically depends. Current affairs ಇದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. It depends on individual. ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಏನು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ರೈಟ್? ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. ಎಸ್.
So for questions like tell me about yourself, or say questions like how has the foreign policy of the country transformed, something like this. Should we go or should we tell the answer in a chronological order, or in which way should we answer?
Prioritize. First general, then to specific. You have to prioritize. But please be very brief. You cannot more elaborate.
The order I'm asking, should it be from the latest chronological order or from?
Like for example, for national, like if you ask me about foreign policy, first I would say yes, it is very most there in the secular DPSP, Article 50. And I would start citing them to promote the national interest, then to maintain the friendly relations with the neighborhood countries, and to go for arbitration exercise, which is not friendly. This is all.
So the question was, if the open-ended question, should we answer in a chronological manner or not? Or is there any order? It's always better to come from general to specific aspects ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ historical or either foreign policy related questions ಇದ್ರೆ yes, chronology also can be maintained so that it will help you to cover all the points. Any other question? Any other question? Fine then. Yes, at the last. Yes. You can only be a little loud. How many members will be there in the panel?
5, 1 member and 4 subject specialists.
So I'll be,
The person on the center will be the member of the UPSC, who will be the chairman of the panel.
so the time duration. Okay. One is how many members are there? So there will be 5 members in the panel. One will be a KPSC member. The other 4 people will be from outside. They can be subject experts or they can be former bureaucrats. And how much time they take? Somewhere between 20 to 30 or in and around 30 minutes per candidate. Yes.
Average 30 to 35 minutes.
Yes. In and around 30. Yes.
Perhaps it's better to know about board members and the panelists and their technical background.
I mean,
The question
what-
is, how do you get there?
How do we get there?
Go and Google it out, KPSC website. They have the about us the information in that. They explain the structure and then the members of the commission. At least look into their face also, na, so that you identify it.
Document verification, annotation compulsory.
Yes, it is. The degree certificate is compulsory. You have to submit.
The mark sheet is
I think it's better to get degree certificate. Degree certificate, bandira the provisional degree certificate. Illa andre usually they give an affidavit as well where you submit this, and then later on you can give that option. But it's always better to have. Right? Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, thanks to all the officers for sparing their time, and yeah, a big round of applause for talking in detail and how the preparation should go. Right, and I would like to conclude this program with a small token of appreciation for Manjunath. Thank you very much for being here with us, sharing your experience and knowledge. Siddharth sir, thank you very much sir for being there. And thank you very much, always a part of this academy.
This was not required.
Yeah, it's not. Yes, thank you very much. And yes, and two more aspects about the mock interviews. Now, our directionally preparation start ಮಾಡಿ. We will give a timetable. We'll start calling you in groups so that ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕರೆದು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. Same like how KPSC one board ಗೆ 6 or 7 people ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ತರ 7 aspirants to 6 aspirants ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕರೆದು we will conduct interview. We will let you know about the details shortly. ನೀವು ಯಾರ್ಯಾರ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, in case you have come late and you have missed, please enter in that form so that we will have whom to track and how to organize this program further from here on. Right? So there is coffee, tea, biscuits and juice being served. Please have and then leave. Thank you very much and all the best for your interview. Thanks once again to all the panelists.